How can we ensure the quality of the teaching-learning process in a setup where the student is separated from the teacher? An advantage of distance education is that education may be pursued by learners even if separated from the teacher and the institution in time and place. A consequence that may be noted is the lack of eye contact in teacher-learner communication. There is a possibility that students will not enjoy the rich and varied nuances of the subject without eyeball-to-eyeball contact, which may result in an incomplete or limp learning process. A system of communication has to bridge the learning and teaching acts. Moore, 1996-2000, labeled this distance as transactional distance, which is a pedagogic distance that involves dialogue and structure. A concept of the reintegration of the teaching acts was proposed by Keegan, 1993, 130-131, by establishing two-way communication between distance learners and the teacher. It is imperative that both print and non-print learning materials are designed to carry the characteristics of interpersonal communication that consists of easily readable style, anticipation of students' problems, careful structuring of content, self-testing questions, instructional objectives, inserted questions, model answers, typographical considerations like designs, diagrams, and drawings. When the courses are ongoing, reintegration of the teaching acts is carried out through communication by correspondence, telephone tutorials, online computer, comments on assignments by teacher or tutor, television, video, computer conferencing. How else do you think we can integrate valuable teaching acts in our own practice? How is the educational control model a valuable transition from the industrial era in distance education? The teaching and learning transaction is placed at the core of distance education as per Garrison, 1989-2000, regardless of the teacher-student separation. Advances in communication technology have rendered the structural constraint of distance relatively minor design challenge. Garrison does not see distance as a defining characteristic of distance education. Garrison highlights the shift from the industrial model by placing the teaching learning at the core of distance education practice. On the other hand, the educational transactional model puts the concept of control at the center of educational experience, Garrison notes. Control is the opportunity and ability to influence the educational transaction as defined by Garrison. Control is seen to replace the concept of independence or self-study with a more comprehensive view of the educational transaction. Control is now shared in two-way communication, unlike in independent study, which tends to minimize the role of the teachers and risks the threat of student isolation. Garrison, 2010, further says that this control model places the student and the content, transactional elements of proficiency or ability and motivation, support or human and non-human resources, and independence or opportunity to choose at the level of the teacher. Sustained two-way communication determines the appropriate balance of control of these transactional elements. After hearing all about the relation of industrial concepts to distance education, reflect on how these concepts affect your current understanding of distance education. Take your time to imagine how an industrialized teaching and learning at a distance appears for you.